The wind howled across the frozen lake that morning, carrying with it the echoes of laughter, two little girls chasing their breath into the icy air. From a distance, you could see their father, Ethan, kneeling by his rusty old truck, trying to get it started again. The engine coughed, sputtered, and died. He sighed, rubbing his hands together for warmth, unaware that within seconds, his life was about to change forever. Then came the scream. "Daddy! Help!" Ethan's head shot up. He saw the twins, Lily and Rose, flailing near the thin ice at the center of the lake. His heart froze before his body did. Without thinking, he bolted, every step cracking the fragile surface beneath him. The cold wind cut like knives, but the thought of losing them cut deeper. He reached them just as the ice gave way, plunging all three into the black water. The shock was instant, but the father's instinct was stronger. Ethan kicked, clawed, and fought the ice above until his hands broke through. One by one, he pushed the girls onto the surface, gasping, shivering, crying. By the time he pulled himself out, his body was numb, his skin turning pale. Yet when he saw his daughters coughing and breathing, he knew, pain didn't matter. Love had won. By the time the ambulance arrived, Ethan was barely conscious. The doctors said he was lucky to survive, but his lungs had suffered frostbite, and he'd be unable to work for months. The bills piled up, the food ran low, and the heater barely worked. Ethan often went hungry so his girls wouldn't. Still, every night, he tucked them in with a smile, whispering, "We'll be okay, my angels. Daddy always finds a way." Days passed in silence until one afternoon, a strange rumble echoed down their old dirt driveway. Ethan stepped outside, clutching his worn jacket tighter, and froze. One after another, sleek black SUVs rolled in, their headlights slicing through the fog. 10 of them, each one spotless, shimmering with wealth. Ethan thought it had to be a mistake. The doors opened, and out stepped a man in a long coat, flanked by others in suits. Ethan recognized the face immediately. It was William Carver, the CEO of a major tech company. The billionaire everyone talked about on the news. But why was he here? Carver walked up slowly, his eyes misted. "Are you Ethan Cole?" he asked. Ethan nodded cautiously. The man's voice cracked. "You pulled my daughters from that lake." Ethan's mind spun. "Your daughters?" Carver nodded, tears forming. "They were with their mother visiting her sister near here. The car skidded, and they wandered onto the lake before anyone noticed. You saved them." Ethan swallowed hard. He'd thought the twins were just local kids who lived nearby. He never imagined this. Carver turned to his men, motioning them forward. The SUVs opened, revealing boxes, clothes, groceries, and wrapped gifts. One man handed Ethan a folder. Inside was a deed, a new house, fully paid for. Another envelope held a bank check large enough to erase every debt Ethan had ever known. Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "I can't accept this," he whispered, shaking his head. "I didn't do it for money." Carver smiled softly. "I know. That's why you deserve it." Lily and Rose ran outside, clinging to their father's legs, watching as the strangers carried in food, coats, and even a new furnace. The frost on the windows began to melt, not just from the warmth of the heater, but from something deeper. Hope. Over the next few weeks, life transformed. Ethan's story spread across the internet. Single dad saves twin girls from frozen lake. People around the world donated, sent letters, and shared messages of gratitude. Ethan, the quiet janitor who had nothing, had become a symbol of everything good humanity could still be. When he stood in front of his new home one evening, watching his daughters chase snowflakes under the porch light, he whispered to himself, "Miracles do happen, but only after you've given everything for love." The story ends where it began, with a father, his daughters, and the sound of laughter on the wind. But this time, the lake was just a reflection, calm, solid, and unbroken. So if you're watching this, remember, heroes aren't born in capes. They're found in the moments we risk everything for those we love. Like this story. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it to remind the world. Kindness, no matter how small, can change everything.